Well, hello everyone. This is the Wednesday update to the Nailing FX session I did just a couple of hours ago. And let's get right to it. I'm coming to you from Bien Hoa, Dong Nai province in Vietnam. And this is Nailing FX Recap, Spot Forex Trading Simplified. And if you need to get a hold of me, you can always try fxopabert at gmail.com. My schedule for the rest of July, today is Wednesday. I did the session on FX Street this morning, 10 a.m. Vietnam time. Next Wednesday, the 22nd, I will be doing it on YouTube through Trade with UFOs. Now, if you want to get the schedule and put it into your calendar, go to www.tradewithufos.com/OPA, sign up, costs you nothing, and click on the Get Together button at the top of the page, and you won't miss anything. Plus, you'll be able to see the schedule of the other instructors as well. So, what did we do today? Well, we have a disclaimer. You know that we never tell you what to do or how to trade. That's your decision. Our presentations are for demonstration of how to trade the way we think that you can use the tools. So we're teaching you to use the tools to help you make your decisions, okay? So, all right, today was my 6th session in the Nailing FX series. I did a review from the trade from the last session. That was a Euro USD trade. Today I introduced the TSI CCI and the ergodic TSI strategy setup. I correlated the MT4 platform with the TradingView platform. We did a little bit of monitoring and managing in the multiple time frames. Did a hunting, started at the 4-hour time frame, worked our way down to the 15 and actually put on a trade that I'll take a quick look and see how that trade is doing towards the end of this review session. All right, so here's what we did last week. We saw that price was dropping, and the anticipation was that it would come down to a buy limit order down here. And you can see here on the TradingView session, we had a buy zone. I put the buy limit just below that buy zone because of the way the charts all looked, and a stop loss down into the next buy zone, okay? We could see that we had good reason to believe price would be dropping, okay? The climate was showing the fat, big, red circles, balls, whatever you want to call them. And in the MACD, we saw price dropping, okay? Initially, we put on the trade, and then I modified it slightly to put on a T1, T2, and then the final trade up above. So that's what happened on Wednesday towards the end of the session when we were searching, hunting for the trade. This was the setup. Here you see this was the target, initial target, the entry, and the stop loss. It was about a 2-to-1 risk reward on that trade. All right, so then I modified it a little bit. T1 here, target 2 here, and a target 3 up at the top there with the stop loss. So that was the trade. On Thursday, the next day in the afternoon, on the 9th of July, I checked to see the situation, and what I saw was that, well, price did in fact go up as we anticipated. Unfortunately, it did not take me with it. Didn't get down to my limit entry, all right? So how could I have been in this up move? Well, the key there is to monitor and manage. That doesn't mean sitting in front of your screen constantly 24 hours a day. It means that on a 1-hour chart, since that's the time frame that we enter the trade, at the top of each hour and where you have an opportunity, you take a quick look, see how the trade is coming, and make your adjustments as necessary. That's all we would have done. And if we had done that, we would have seen that the MACD had already given us an indication that it was not going to continue to go down much further. Over on the climate, it was also rising. You can see in this area here. And so, all right, could we have caught this big move to the upside? Canceled the trade that was there and put on a new trade? Yes, if we had monitored and managed. Some of you will do that. Some of you will just wait to see how the trade turns out. That's completely up to you. It's your trade. It's your trading plan. All right? So I introduced the TSI, CCI, and the ergodic TSI strategy. TSI is trend strength indicator. CCI is the currency, commodity currency indicator, made famous by basically Woody. If you're an old-time trader, you know Woody. Unfortunately, he's passed away, but he could trade using the CCI only. He had a very unique way to do that. And so here we see the trade, trading view setup, and on it I have the UFOs. You see the UFOs. You see the profile, EMA, smooth, and weighted. Those are the three lines here. Down here I have the TSI, CCI, and down here I have the ergodic TSI. Now the thing about when the ergodic is put on, what it does is when there's a crossover, it immediately colors the bars. I'm not too crazy about that, but if you know what's happening, it's a good thing to see. Okay? And so you can correlate that with your MT4, and we talked about that. All right, so one of the other things that is very, very important to watch for when you are using indicators in the lower window, especially oscillator type indicators, which these are, you watch for divergence where you have a high in the indicator and then a low in the indicator, a low peak, but price doesn't do the same thing. So we saw a higher high with a lower high, and so there was divergence. That's a good indication that price is going to change direction. Now, an extension of that trend line tells you where there is an area that price is likely to go back up again, and we can see that that matched up. And so that was the view on the trading view chart. Here is the view on the MT4 chart. Looks very similar. We can see that the price in the MACD did not make a significant lower, but it's flat where it should be much higher. So there is a slight divergence here as well. Okay, so then we went on to hunt for some trades, and let me go ahead and see if I can get out of this. Close that, and now bring up the chart here. This is the trade that I actually put on here. You can see when I put it on, we were in this area at 10 o'clock my time locally, and I was anticipating that price would go up, take us in on a limit sell. My target is 20 pips down here, and my stop is also approximately 20 pips. So it's about a 1-to-1 trade. So I'm in the trade right now. It looks like it's moving in the direction that I want it to go, but there's no telling. Price came down. This green line that I put in here, this is my free trade area that I'm looking at. If price closes below that level, I will then pull my stop down to about 2.5, 3 pips and be in a free trade and not worry about it. The worst thing that can happen is I make a couple of bucks and that's it. Obviously, I'm not going to lose all the way back up to that trade. So price is basically going flat. As you know, in trading, when price consolidates, and that's what the flatness is here, that's a consolidation. The general rule, better than 50% of the time, if price goes down into a consolidation, it will exit that consolidation in the same direction that it entered. So I'm still anticipating that price will go down and maybe reach our profit target, at least get me to my free trade zone, my free trade level, and not have to worry about it. So I'll take a look at this again later on today, see what's happening, and that's it. So that was the wrap up for this trade this week. Hope you stay with us, especially now that I've introduced those new TSI indicators. Come in and get the information. I will see you next week. Have a great week. So long for now.